Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome people from around the world who might be watching this, this 45-minute session on how, as a teacher, we can create iPad ensembles with our pupils. So that might be taking famous pop songs, or it might be creating songs like we've done this morning and then turning them into group pieces. The great thing about iPads, as we know, is that instantly you've got a sound that is in tune with a really good timbre. We're using lots of apps. We used GarageBand this morning. We're now going to look at an app called ThumbJam. ThumbJam, it's not the cheapest app, it's £9, but it's got the deepest and highest quality set of instruments. So if you want to play an iPad like an instrument, ThumbJam is the one. We've used it in the past where we've got young people with profound disabilities to sit next to a classically trained violin player, and the quality of the sound, and they're playing the same notes, but obviously one is able through the iPad and one is able through the violin. So this is what ThumbJam looks like, and I'm just going to take my finger and tap on a red note. Here I've got a major pentatonic scale. I can change the instrument by pressing sound in the top left corner, change instrument, and let's put it onto a flute. And I can also change the scale. I could put it, there's some amazing ones. This is a gamelan scale. And you can hear if I bend the iPad, it bends the pitch. We're all going to do this, so could everybody press home to leave GarageBand? And the easiest way to find an app is just to drag down from the top and it'll say search. And you can even put in ThumbJam, find it. If you're trying this at home, download it quick. And so we all sound nice, we're all going to go into the same key. So in the top left-hand corner, press sound. Top left-hand corner, press sound, change instrument, and let's all play the flute for now. We're going to make sure we're in the right key. So next to the word sound, there's a sharp and a flat. And let's make sure we're in C. And now again in the top left-hand corner, sound, change scale. And if you're not already, go into the major pentatonic. And at this point in a class, I would say, once you've got the C major pentatonic on your flute, take 30 seconds or a minute just to play. Have a play around, see what it sounds like, get to grips with the instrument. And you can do that with the headphones off, it's fine. If you don't have the bar in the top, press Preferences in the bottom right-hand corner and Show Toolbar. Brill. So let's hear some loud flute sounds on ThumbJam. 3, 2, 1. Make sure we're in the major pentatonic. I heard a couple of blue notes there. And we're going to practice, imagine you've got 30 pupils now. We're going to practice all playing a C. It can be any C, but it's the red one. And what's great about ThumbJam is the tonic's always red and the fifth's always green. And if you've got a major fourth, it's always dark blue. So I'm going to conduct, and when I go, I'd like you to all play a C. Here we go. And... let's try a G. Hold on, hold on. And let's try an A. Lovely. And you can hear we've already got choice in the octave we're using. It's a really nice sound. We've used the flute because it's a good sound to have with no amplification or no headphones. The double bass is gorgeous, but you can't hear it without headphones. Great, okay, we're going to try a little rhythm. We're going to try pink, grape, fruit, pink, grape, fruit on the C. Join in when you're ready. Lovely, we're going to go. When you're ready, join in. Lovely. That's going to be the first chord. So you can, sorry. Is that what we did? And now we're going to move everything down a note. So it's going to be A, D, C. Stop. Great, and you can use 3 fingers if you want, just like you were playing a piano. Now let's put those together, so let's go. G, G, D, C, G, D, A, E, C, A, E, C. Great, let's hold it there. Did most people feel comfortable with that? So if we were doing that with a class, maybe upper key stage 2, we'd do it a lot slower, maybe we'd build it up, maybe we'd sing it a lot first. Pink, grapefruit, pink, grapefruit, pink, grapefruit, but it sounded great, so we'll carry on. What I'm going to do now is record that flute part into the iPad. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the instrument from flute to double bass. And we'll give you resources at the end because it's a little bit fiddly, but in order to record it, I'm going to press loop, and that's my BPM. I'm happy with that BPM. I'm going to press loop options and fixed loop length. So that means that just like on GarageBand, it's going to record a 4-bar loop. Turn on my metronome. And there it is, repeating around and around. So I wouldn't necessarily expect most pupils to be able to do this, but that's the beauty of having an ensemble. You find the ones that can do this and give it to them. That's the bass. We're going to add another instrument, the grand, no, let's do the grand piano. So you can see there's loads of notes here. And if I was a pupil with very limited movement, and I just had, say, for example, this movement, or this movement, this would be perfect, because I can just, with really minimal movement, so with a nice groove in the background or a backing track, you could give them an instrument like this or a harp, and turn this up really loud, and then the tiniest movement, maybe with their hand on a speaker, so they can feel the vibration, so they're getting the cause and effect cycle going. It's brilliant, you know, they light up. But we want to make fewer notes. So if everyone can do this, move to the grand piano, open up the grand piano, and then at the top you'll see the word span. And we're just going to press minus, minus, minus till we've got 2 or 3 octaves. And I'm a bit low, so I'm going to press plus on the octave. Lovely. And this is what I'm going to do. Just the 1 and the 5. So I can do it by colour. I can say to the pupils, any red and green, play it, and then for the second chord, just move everything one to the left. So let's try that. It's a yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. Yeah. And hold it there. Brilliant. So I'm going to record that as well. It's going to start the recording just at the end here. So I've got my two instruments there, and now I'm going to use a third instrument to solo. Let's go back to the flute. So in the classroom you could do a variety of things. You could create the backing track yourself and then just look at improvisation, or you could have half the class or some of the class playing the bass, some of the class playing the piano, and then one person at the front with the speaker improvising. And it can be as simple as slow and fast, or it could be sometimes I say, okay, let's draw a picture, let's draw a cat, and then just sort of trace our finger over the cat, fast, slow. I need three volunteers, one to play the bass line, one to play the keyboard line, and one to solo.
The keyboard?
You can do the keyboard. It's actually, I've put it onto a marimba on this one because it's really nice. What about the bass? Great, come up. And soloist? No, I've got it all ready, plugged in. Soloist, brilliant. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Wow, strong bass section, strong bass and piano. That was great, we were brilliant. How could we add interest to that? So we got a strong groove going. We got solos. We were starting to trade melodies, mimicking. We could have had different textures. So I could invite one of you guys, which I will, to conduct. So that would be just to start people and stop people. Who'd like to come and do that? Dead simple, starting, stopping. Yeah, thank you. And the other thing we could do is have a contrasting section. So I've put, or a break. So we could have all stop would be one break and come back in. Or we could have homophony, so when everyone's playing together at the same time. 1, 2, 3, And then it'd be homophony, 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 ooh, and then back into the groove. All right, so please come, yeah, that's great, yeah. So who would you like to start? Hum off. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you got it, Bradley. Yeah! Fantastic. Really well done. Really well done. Obviously, it would take longer if you had a whole class, but if you're doing your lunchtime club or if you've got pupils that are up for composing, very quickly they're going off and doing it themselves. You know, you just need to give them the tools. Brill. Okay, so it's as easy as that. How did it feel standing at the front?
No, it's all right.
It was all
A
right.
bit of pressure because I was watching what I was doing on the iPad and trying to watch the conductor, hence why I just kept playing.
No problem. We have created some songs this morning, and the two groups, the two ensembles, have decided which song they wanted to sing, and they wanted to work into a ensemble piece. So we're going to spend 10 or 15 minutes. Now you've got two apps that you can use. You can either use GarageBand or you can use ThumbJam. And I'd like you first of all to create a groove, so it's a strong, solid groove, maybe with a conductor or someone who's leading, and then have a think about how you could add interest. Just with a simple, you could do the homophony groove, that would be fine. You could have silence, you could have solos, you could have singing or speaking voices. We do have some lyrics, which could just be spoken. Just be spoken.
So one of you want to do a flute, one of you want to do a bass, one of you want to do a melody.
Yeah, groove.
Let's be less polite about it, let's get funky.
Can't hear this. Can anybody else hear this?
Yeah.
I know, if I change it to a different
maybe it's
place.
wrong.
No, I think I was just tuning into the wrong thing. I can hear it now.
I like that, that's cool. I like that, keep that. I'll change this.
I'm just sitting with my drums going. I'm quite enjoying this. Glad I chose the easy one.
You put a snare in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Excellent.
I don't know, I've got a few tracks with it. What phrase would you?
Gorgeous.
We weren't quite sure, were we?
Bit of eye contact here.
Yeah, I think it's time to stop.
Yeah.
Raising the words, teach them to grow, because without it we won't stay. Mocking and assessing, just so depressing. Parents stressing, we feel drained.
Nice.
I think we were just getting so into the groove of it, but the bars and beats sort of left over there for the moment, and we felt, so it would prompt you like eye contact would spring us into life for the next section. So, yeah.
Brill. All right, should we hear you guys first then? Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Leicester Music Hub Teachers Ensemble Group 1.
Okay.
gentlemen, Leicestershire Music Service, All-Star Ensemble number 2. So do you feel like this is something you could recreate in your classroom?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Any tweaks you would make on the process to make it viable in your classroom?
I think what Emily did in her group, just with even the count in and just the little whispered counts of 1, 2, 3, 4, having a conductor who has almost got the allowance to speak during the performance, to give messages to the other performers is very valuable. So that's something I think is viable to put in, and to let the kids know they can whisper to each other during the performance. That's something very worth putting in.
Just making sure they know about the structure as well, so like having that break of things as well, so make sure they know what they're about.
Maybe a success criteria, perhaps saying, right, you must have a part where the drums come away and allows for other textures to come through, maybe for 2 bars. If you dictate that, then the kids will maybe work to that rather than saying, play around with toms and textures. If you narrow it down to maybe 2 bars is where I want it to drop, then maybe that might be more descriptive for some performers.
For younger ones, you might want to think about having, like just cut out sections on paper or laminated or whatever, and they actually build the structure themselves. So they're doing intro, then they go verse, then they actually move that bit so that they can see how long that's going to be and it's right in front of them, rather than writing it out or you dictating it. Maybe it's a nice way of them.
And that's lovely, because it's not only live performance and collaboration, but now they're talking about arrangement, structure, and that organically brings out discussions about textures and what instruments sound nice together. So there's a lot of learning opportunities.
That's easily changeable as well, because you can literally go, right, we don't like that bit, take that bit out, rather than cross out and that's
For younger ones, you could have like toys representing different sections and like swap them round, and different characters of the toys to represent the different bits of music.
Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a fantastic 45 minutes.
Absolutely, and thank you for all the people we've had here, and we hope we have got some wonderful music technology iPad work that will be rolled out to children in the county.